Getting ready for race number 4. So that is the 250s, the sound of two strokes round Balown. And campaigning them, well, you've got some good men and you've certainly got some past winners involved as well. Delighted Tom Snow, who got involved in the Manx Grand Prix this year, and last year anyway, 2019. And going back to the old Park Hotel when we used to go up and do quiz nights in there, the Snow family. His dad raced a single-cylinder Ducati, but he's got the honour of being in the S100 motors. It's got 600 at the top, but I think this is 250, so just ignore that. The boys seem to be having a bit of trouble today, but they've changed it to 250s for race number 4, and riding at number 1 is number 1, Tom Snow. He officially announced his retirement from solo racing and sidecar racing after that big off at Ballyspur, Dan Sale, but certainly it was made before the racing started this year, and I think it's pretty confident that he won't be seen either in a chair or solo again, but certainly a Manx Grand Prix winner, 250 class, and certainly I think a winner down here at Balown. I might be wrong on that, but it might have been on the Moto 3 bike. Ian Locker, number 3, well, certainly him and Chris Palmer have had some right old battles here. Remember when they brought the TT 125 and 250 down and held it over 12 laps round Balown as an official. The winner got the TT trophy. Fantastic it was, and certainly some good racing by them. I can remember that. And riding at number 3 is Ian Locker. Rhys Hardesty, he's a 250 man as well. He's pictured there going through Church Bends, and he rides at number 4. So number 4, Rhys Hardesty. And then somebody called Chris Palmer. I've not heard of him too often, but certainly he's pictured there at Church Bends as well. Many times TT winner, Manx Grand Prix winner, and competitor in the TT as well. Chris Palmer rides at number 5, so we'll get the lowdown on the betting, although I think it might be better just to keep that to the very end, and then it gets more of a surprise. Barry Davidson rides at number 6, and he's acknowledged that he's delighted to be included in this lineup, and certainly there, the very popular Church Bends, a picture of Barry Davidson going through. So I think the sounds in the background will be more familiar with two strokes if we press the right buttons, but certainly, yeah, there's a nice big 4-stroke comes into the equation, but that doesn't deter from the fact that you will be hearing 2-stroke sounds as we get underway with race number 4 down here at Colas Balown.
Number 5.
It's Chris Palmer. He hasn't won, but he's made the move and he's leading at Ballachagan. Early race leader, 5, Chris Palmer.
Number 1.
Number 1 it is. It's Tom Snow who's in pursuit of him as well. 1 and 5, joint race leaders at Ballachagan.
Number 3.
It's number 3 who's off the line as well. Where else would you expect Ian Locker and Chris Palmer to be? But absolutely together, and Tom Snow with them. 3-week tie for the lead, but it's Ian Locker who takes the advantage out of Ballachagan on the run down to Iron Gate, and it's race leader number 3, Ian Locker.
Number 5.
Number 5 is Chris Palmer. Well, they've done it many times down here, and they can't be separated on the board. Not a black ball in sight. It's 3 and 5. Palmer and Locker are at it again, but Tom Snow is the meat in the sandwich there because he's in amongst it. 3-way tie for the lead, 1, 3 and 5.
Number 1.
Number 1 it is, but it's Tom Snow. Unexpected. He is the race leader as they enter Ballabeg. It used to be a commentary point there in the 40th anniversary. Tom Snow, race leader at Ballabeg.
Black ball.
Black ball comes out. Now this is what happened in the last race and certainly made a big difference. What number's going to come?
Number 4.
Number 4 it is. It's poor old Rhys Hardesty who goes back to Castletown Bridge. I think it was Dan Sale last time and Nathan Harrison the race before, but doesn't affect the race leader, number 1, Tom Snow.
Number 6.
Number 6 it is. It's Barry Davidson who's up and away, and you can hear some lovely 2-strokes in the background there, and they're heading now on various parts of the circuit, but race leader, number 1, Tom Snow.
Number 2.
Number 2 it is. It's Dan Sale who's up and away. He's pictured there, I think, at Ballabeg, but certainly he's on the course now. It's only poor old Rhys Hardesty yet to start.
Black ball.
Black ball comes out. It was Rhys Hardesty the last time. Who's it going to be this time? Surely not number 4 again.
Number 2.
It's number 2. It's poor old Dan Sale who gets going forward one, but then all of a sudden the black ball comes out and he's back one, and Rhys Hardesty has crashed. But we just pick him up and put him back and remember that number 5 is at the bridge.
Number 6.
Number 6 moves forward. Barry Davidson joins Chris Palmer and Ian Locker. and a three-way tie for In Pursuit of race leader, still number 1, Tom Snow.
Number 3.
Number 3, but he goes up, move there by number 3, Ian Locker, and it's Snow and Locker who are joint race leaders at Ballabeg.
Number 1.
Number one as the sponsor there slips to the ground but stays upright. JCK digging a hole for himself, so to speak. It's Tom Snow who's the race leader across 4 ways, followed by number 3, Ian Locker.
Number 5.
Number 5, but Chris Palmer and Ian Locker are together again in pursuit of the race leader, but it's still number 1, Tom Snow at cross 4 ways.
Number 2.
Number 2 moves forward. Black ball for Dan Sell, but he's on the course again. And remember, Purell, Reese Hardesty at number 4, still to get back to the bypass.
Number 6.
Number 6 it is. Barry Davidson, look out for that. Number 6 is not featured in the races so far much, apart from the previous one, but certainly could be number 6 on this one. Three-way tie for second, but Chris Palmer now moves up with Tom Snow as joint race leaders across 4 ways. Commentator takes them through and they head off towards Church Bends.
Number 4.
Number 4 it is, number 4. So back onto the circuit, or back onto the course, comes Reese Hardesty from Castletown Corner.
Black ball.
Black ball comes out. This could make a big difference to the 4 who are involved in fighting at the front in this one.
Number 6.
It's number 6. It's poor old Barry Davidson who goes backwards in that one. Leaves Chris Palmer and Tom Snow as joint race leaders. But don't discount number 3, Ian Locker, who is very, very close behind.
Number 4.
Number 4, Reese Hardesty makes a move. So now everybody on the circuit, on the course, but Hardesty and Sale, the rare runners at the moment, the
Number 1.
lower order riders as you call it, and Tom Snow, number 1, hasn't won so far. On the numbers that have come out, Tom Snow is at Church Bends and certainly pictured there at Ballakegan, but he's now at Church Bends as the race leader, and another black ball comes out. This could be significant for the top 3.
Number 4.
It's number 4 that goes backwards. Poor old Reese Hardesty hasn't had the best of times. 2 black balls, 2 moves backwards, and he's back on the bypass. It doesn't affect the race leader, number 1, Tom Snow, and it doesn't affect him even more because now is sighted on the bridge as the race leader, number 1, Tom Snow. It's pictured there with Palmer and Locker at Castletown Corner, but it's Tom Snow,
number 4,
who is the race leader. Number 4, Reese Hardesty, doesn't affect anything that, but he's back on the course with Dan Sale. And it's certainly looking as though Tom Snow has got this one cleaned up.
Number 6.
If number 1 comes out again, but don't despair, because I've seen it happen so many times. You think it's all over, or the crowd think it's all over, but then suddenly it might be.
Number 3.
Number 3 it is. It's Ian Locker who joins now Chris Palmer again in pursuit of the race leader, but they're a couple of moves behind. Is it too late for them to make a move on this race?
Black ball.
Black ball comes out. Now this could make a difference, certainly if he there was number
6.
Number 6, Purell, Barry Davidson gets the black ball again. If you're watching this on Wednesday night, you'll certainly be despaired if you've got your pound floating backwards and forwards if the black ball comes in. Black ball comes in again. Could be interesting if it was the race leader.
Number 3.
Number 3 it is as the board comes towards me, but we're number 3, so it's Ian Locker who goes backwards there. It leaves Chris Palmer now in clear second place, so he's in the money, so to speak, but still not that race win for number 1. Number 1, Tom Snow. But Ian Locker goes forward again, so Ian Locker moves forward to cross 4 ways, but it's still number 1, Tom Snow from Locker and Palmer.
Number 6.
Number 6 and Barry Davidson there. Those of you who've backed number 1, Tom Snow, will be despondent that number 1 is not coming out, but that's the way it works.
Number 4.
Number 4 it is. It's Reese Hardesty, 2 black balls. Certainly it would only take a black ball for Tom Snow to come backwards and we'd have a race on our hands here.
Number 3.
Number 3 it is. It's Ian Locker who moves clear of the battle again and certainly is now just 1 move behind. He's at Church Bend, but the race leader is at Castletown Corner, number 5, and Chris Palmer goes with him. So they're just 1 move away now. It could be right onto the brakes into Castletown Corner.
Number 4.
It's number 4. It doesn't affect anything there. Poor old Dan Sale, number 2, has only come out a couple of times, and Barry Davidson's still not out of it. But it's number 1. Finally number 1 comes out. And Tom Snow took that early lead and he built on it round cross 4 ways, Church Bends. He was waiting for ages at Castletown Corner, but finally number 1 comes out and down the bypass he comes. You can hear him now just going past, and certainly that is the case. So what an end to the Wednesday night situation down here on the bypass. It could have been anybody's that, but in the end it was number one. So a bit of a mixture of the numbers who were winning, but certainly Tom Snow. What was the situation?
8:29.
Well, here's some good news for you. So you might have heard it in the background if his microphone was put on, but we've seen this happen as well. Tom Snow was not a fancied runner at all, and for every £1 that you put on, not only is the club doing okay, but certainly those who back number one Tom Snow will get £8.29, is it?
Yeah.
£8.29 back for every £1 they put on. So although it's based as a charity event, certainly there's not many charity events you go to where if you give somebody £1 for charity, that you get £8.29 presented back in your hand, and everybody wins. And certainly in race number 4 on the Wednesday evening, the final race tonight, down here at Colas Ballown, Tom Snow won. Ian Locker and Chris Palmer didn't let him get too far ahead, but he got far enough at the end to win race number 4. For the moment, back to the grandstand, and we'll see you on Thursday.